So they found her body in the water at Huron.
Wow.
Now, it was said that Missy Hernandez, she does these crystal things that she sells, like, for vending. And I guess her and her boyfriend, they've been into a heated argument, and he got very verbal and also mistreatment, which I can't say the word. So the last time they were seen was leaving the art hop downtown in Fresno. Hi, my witches and norms. Welcome to a WitchDarkTales podcast. I am your host, Moon Witch, and as always and as usual, my co-host, Miguel.
Hi, it's me.
Welcome back. Now, within this podcast, we're going to be talking about paranormal that has to do with the St.Johns nun that's haunting the church, and also true crimes involving the around 559 area. I got a tongue twister, sorry. But with that being said, don't forget to like this podcast and let's get straight into it. So, did you know that there's a nun that's haunting the St.Johns Cathedral?
No, I never knew that.
So, if you guys are from Fresno, obviously you should know this. Downtown area, there's a church called St.Johns Cathedral. There was a nun who actually passed away there due to appendicitis in 1920s or 1930s. And what is sad is that she passed away at the age of 28 or 29.
Wow.
The reason why she's haunting the place was because there was a story. The nun that passed away, her name was Arnita, right? She's haunting the place was because there was a Monsignor named Colton who hid her repurpose of a mass. Now, a mass meaning she wrote this note for the church place for them to do a memorial, kind of. But, and I guess in the church, they call it a mass. Well, Colton, who was the Monsignor, hid it from everybody at that church. And that's why she's haunting the place. So what happened was, one day, the St. John's office, a pipe bursted and flooded water into there. And when all the nuns and other Monsignors came inside that building or in the office, they found her note. And after finding her note, that's when the haunting stops. But there was a vandalizer? Those people who do vandalizing, they actually tried to dig up her body. And when they dug up her body, they said that when they saw her body, it was never decomposed. It was still the same way when she passed away years ago. And the strangest part was that a tree grew out of her coffin. So they took her body out. After the vandalizers found the body and tried to dig it up, they purposely buried her in another spot. And the tree is still there. But you guys, that is the story of the St. John's nun that's haunting the place.
You know, I never really pay attention because I used to go to church there.
And you witnessed anything there or no?
Never really witnessed anything because, you know, being Catholic, you know, I have parents who always take me there. And I actually had to do, my first communion, was going to try to do my first communion, but I never finished it.
Well, if you don't mind me asking, why?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't really know. We just stopped going, but, you know, all the time being there, I never really experienced anything. You know, I never really thought anything weird about it.
That's crazy.
So it's crazy to know that this story.
So there has to be some more truth to this hauntings. If you guys are from Madera, obviously we usually talk about Fresno, but I wanted to bring this up because technically Madera is around our area, right?
Fresno County, Central Valley.
Right, just like Sanger in Fresno. Now, there was a hitchhiker phantom in Madera. It was said that he's haunting the place trying to cause accidents. And the story goes, on January 1st, 2010, there was a woman named Christina who was driving with her husband to Clovis from Madera, California, where Avenue 15 was. After the second stop sign and 2 miles away from 41 Highway, they saw a man in the middle of the road wearing blue jeans, white tennis shoes, a gray dark hooded sweater, and he was 6 foot and he was a Caucasian man. As they were driving, the person that was in there, or the phantom, he tried to like get in front of them, and so she swerved. She said that she hit a fog. Like, it was so foggy that she hit the fog because it was thick. But what I don't understand was, fog is like a cloud. You just hit through it, right?
You go through it.
So she said she hit the fog, and that's when the car like jerked or stopped. And when they turned around to look at the phantom, he was gone.
Wow.
Now, there was another story that some girl named Amy said the same thing, but this happened in Avenue 18, where she swears she saw a guy who was 6 foot, wearing dark hooded sweater, blue jeans, and a white tennis shoes, trying to cause an accident. And when she turned around, he wasn't there. Some say that he's just a random person who's playing pranks on people, and some others said that it was actually a Madera hitchhiker phantom.
Wow.
Have you ever witnessed anything like that at all?
I don't really go to Madera much, so no.
Well, besides the casino, I'm not gonna lie, I do go that way to St.Johns.
I won't say anything.
Now, if you guys are from Madera, drop down a comment and let us know if this is whether true or not, because we would like to know more about this, you know? Now, since we're talking about Madera, let's talk about Dinuba. Now, Dinuba is technically not in Fresno, but it's around the way, correct?
Yeah.
There was a case named Mary Salazar, who was 26 years old, who was unalived by her boyfriend, Gonzalo Sanchez, who was 22. The cause of death? Strangulation. It was said that he unalived her because either he caught her cheating or he found out that she was 4 months pregnant and he didn't want to have nothing to do with the body. On September 13th, 1975, exactly at 2 o'clock p.m., students found her body at the football field bleachers. And they did not identify her body until 5 p.m. that evening. The strangest part was that they said that he was deported 2 days prior to the murder, but others said that he was there when it happened.
Wow.
Now, it was said she's haunting the place. So, students said they seen a woman running across the football field, and others claim that when they're sitting at the bleachers during the game, they can feel somebody touching them or being whispered to. Isn't that crazy?
That's very crazy.
But rest in peace, Mary Salazar, yeah. And this was all over the news, you guys. So everything we talked about in the description bar, go ahead and check it out. But let's get straight into the next story. Roosevelt High School.
Roosevelt High School.
So there's a student named Leslie who was performing at the auditorium. And midway, he passed away from a congenital heart defect. And some others said that he actually passed away because he fell through the trap door.
Yeah, so that's the story I actually heard from.
Oh.
And I actually went to Roosevelt High School.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you graduated in 2010. And there was another story too, right? With the guy who was with the baseball bat?
Okay, yeah, so that story about the baseball bat. So, the story about the baseball bat is, his name was Jesse. That's what it says. I think it was Jesse, right? Okay. So technically, he came and started attacking a cop. You know, it was all over the news too. He started attacking the cops. And, you know, while attacking the cop, you know, that cop was trying to defend himself. And then he did end up defending himself he actually got his gun. Can you say that? Gun, and then he started
disarming
him. And, you know, at that time, you know, I was on the West Hall. I was in class in the West Hall.
Now, is the West Hall... So sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Is the West Hall right there on Cedar? Or is it more towards the...
It's on Cedar.
Okay.
Next to the auditorium, pretty much.
So, where were you at?
So, I was technically... You know, like, there's the library, and then there's a bell right there.
The bell tower.
So then it's connected to the West Hall.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that's the West Hall. That's where I was. At first, we didn't know what was going on. And, you know, of course, we were scared because, you know, me being in that school, you know, we haven't really experienced that bad of a situation. We have experienced, like, people just coming in or fights going on, but never to the point where we had to be on lockdown for reals.
So when this lockdown happened, you were just like, whoa.
Yeah, like, well, what's going on, you know? And then, of course, later on when we got out, you know, of course, the parents were right there scared. My mom was scared, like, very bad. but yeah, so we did hear the story that Jesse, he came and he was on the East Hall, on the other side. And that's when he started attacking the cop, and the cop shot the kid. Wow. He saw him. And then, you know, he passed away. I
read that Jerry Dyer had mentioned that he had no other choice because he fell onto the floor, and then his first reaction was to aim at and disarm at the kid. So I guess he aimed him at the shoulder, And when he aimed him at the shoulder, that's when he bled within seconds and he unalived.
Yeah, he bled on the shoulder, and I guess the bullet was coming down. It actually attacked an artery too.
Oh my god!
I guess you could say complaints about it because people were like that this cop did not have a reason to be disarming the kid.
Right, but that was his first reaction.
That was his reaction.
He had no other choice to react. Again, I'm not blaming the victim here. Sorry, or the officer either. But come on, when you guys are going through something and your adrenaline is rushing, your first reaction is supposed to be fight and flight. Mm-hmm. And again, maybe that's what happened. Maybe that's what he did.
Yeah, I know.
And he probably had no other choice but to proceed in that way. But you also got to think too, maybe he could have just aimed at the leg or something. But what I don't understand is, obviously Roosevelt, everybody knows there are parts that, well, at the time there were gates, but there are also in the back of the school that didn't have gates. So
this kid is actually attending school.
Oh, he wasn't attending the school?
He was attending school. I guess they said that he was like homeschool probably, or like he had like depression or had what was the word, autism.
Also, he was autistic. Man.
But yeah.
But but rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Yeah.
And do you know if his name was, the officer was Palozzi? Do you know? But he wasn't like, he didn't get unalived, right?
He survived. Pretty much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he has he has got hit real bad with the bat, pretty much.
Huh?
He has got hit real bad by the bat.
Oh damn, that's scary. Yeah. That's actually crazy, to be honest. So if you guys are from Fresno, I'm pretty sure you guys heard of these scary haunted rumors. They said that the hospital was connected to Roosevelt High School back in the days. That there was a tunnel built under there where they used to transport dead bodies to the morgue. What, do you believe that?
I believe that. Yeah, we did talk about it a bit on a previous video that we did. We did. But the reason why we brought it up was because we wanted to bring up the student Leslie, and since the student Leslie was in Roosevelt, we thought this kind of correlate to the story. Leslie. So we might as well just bring it up, Yeah. And then there was also other stories that I heard that there was a student, she was S8 in the boys' bathroom, and then she was so ashamed of herself that she actually went up to the bell tower and unalived herself. And at that time, the bell tower was actually red and then it turned green. I don't know why, but they did it. It was because they want to see people's shadows and stuff, just in case they went up there and try to do it again. And the bell tower is actually in between the boys' bathroom or locker room and also the daycare that they had at the time. There's a lot of stories about this place.
There's a lot of stories, yeah.
And I only know a few of it.
Well, what did you hear? Okay, so what did you hear?
Because, I know about the auditorium. But that version was that, the person actually fell, and he fell on the little trap door, and that's how he unalived himself.
The real story was that Leslie, he was actually 15 and he was in the auditorium where he was performing as an assembly, and then he had a heart congenital defect, and then he passed away 5 days before his birthday, turning 16. So Roosevelt actually created a memorial, and they built a tree or planted a tree where him and his girlfriend would meet every day for lunch.
And they do say that the East Hall is pretty much haunted.
Yeah.
I have friends who always talk about saying that girl's bathroom, is just a weird place for them to be at, because I always feel like there's something in there, like there's like a presence, I guess you can say.
How scary. So they sense like some kind of being. Now, if you guys are from Roosevelt, let us know. Did you guys experience anything that happened there at Roosevelt High? Whether it was any entities or rumors, let us know, because obviously he went to Roosevelt, so he just told us this. But what I want to know is, what did you guys experience at that? Drop down a comment and let us know. I really wanted to talk about the Missy Hernandez case stories. I just found out about it yesterday, and the reason why I found out, because I was on live and a group of my community or friends, we actually, found out, and this is the story. You guys don't mind me if I read from my phone, okay? So on Wednesday, January 19th, 22, on the news, missing in December 2021, Fresno County Sheriff Detective have recovered the body of Missy Hernandez. the 30-year-old Fresno woman who disappeared in December of 21. Investigators say Hernandez's body was pulled from the California aqueduct near Doris Avenue near Huron on Sunday after more than a month of searching. Fresno detective Margaret Mims said the detective used digital evidence to identify several locations to search for Missy. So they found her body in the water at Huron.
Wow.
Now, it was said that Missy Hernandez, she does these crystal things that she sells, like, for vending. And I guess her and her boyfriend, they've been into a heated argument, and he got very verbal and also mistreatment, which I can't say the word. So the last time they were seen was leaving the art hop downtown in Fresno. So the sister called the phone and no one answered. Come to find out, they found body fluid, the color red, at her apartment. And the boyfriend opened the door and they questioned him, but he didn't know anything. So he was a person of interest. Come to find out, he's been verbally and mistreating her in a way that I can't say again. And he's actually was arrested for it.
That's so sad.
Yeah. So again, if you guys have been mistreated or, verbally, reach out to 911 and just, again, you're not alone. There are people out here who's been through this. And we just want to let you guys know, be careful, be safe, talk to your family and friends, let them know that you're going to need help.
Speak up.
But I just couldn't know what she was going through. And, to think that you were in love with somebody, and again, I'm not blaming the victim here, just to know that at the end, he actually can be a monster.
I know.
Allegedly, I have to say this, allegedly. Well, it's getting hot, so you guys, we don't want to end the podcast, but it is getting to that point. Now, Miguel, do you have anything to say to the audio listeners and viewers?
If you have any more haunted stories, let us know.
Drop down a comment. And again, if you guys are going through anything, please be careful. Contact your family and friends. Let the officers and everybody know that you need help. It's okay. Don't feel ashamed. But with that being said, don't forget to like and follow this podcast. See you every Sunday on a Witch Dark Tales. Blessed be my witches and normals. Bye.
Bye.